Hi, I'm Dave Wurzl, and you're watching PHTV4 Spotlight. Today's Spotlight is on the robotics team at Chicago Christian High School in Palos Heights, the Robo Knights. And I've got the Robo Knight head coach on my left, a couple of the members of the team on my right. I'm going to have them introduce themselves in just a second. The Robo Knights are off to a great season, and so we're going to kind of talk about what their competition has looked like. This robot in front of here, we're going to get to see it go through its paces a little bit, right, Coach? Mm-hmm. And a special honor and award. So I maybe start there. I want to congratulate you. Your team, you and your team have qualified to compete in the Governor's Cup in D.C. in February, right? In Washington, D.C. They're going. I want to ask you first, how long have you been coaching? What a tremendous honor. Congratulations. How long have you had the Robonite program?
Yeah, so this is my fourth year running the Robonites here at Chicago Christian High School. I had taught at Bradley Bourbonnais Community High School before and done the robotics program there for 3 years, so it's 7 years for me. But yeah, when I came back here, I had taught at our Tinley Park campus for a number of years. And then when I came back here to start teaching chemistry, I brought back robotics with us. So these guys are my seniors. A lot of them started when they were freshmen. So this is their fourth year with the program. And it really shows that, we've got a lot of depth and a lot of experience and things here. But we also have a second team as well for some of our sophomores and freshmen. So 22 total kids involved in the program from freshmen on through seniors.
I'm going to say, I'm doing the math in my head. The size of Chicago Christian, if you have 22 kids, you have, I'm thinking, was it about 8% of the kids in the building are in the robotics team, right?
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's awesome, and obviously you're having a great season. Let me get you two to introduce yourselves here. Who do you have, your name, and then what part you have in the team?
I'm Tony McKee, and I'm the Director of Scouting for Robotics 21333.
All right, so now people who are not familiar, director of the scouting part of the program is kind of an interesting role. It's a little bit different, I think, in how competitive works because you have competition, but can you explain what your job actually is during a competition?
Yeah, so it's pretty much watching tape on other teams, seeing what they can do, both like while driving the robot and with their code, because it's all random, like who you'll be with, because you will be playing against a team in one match and you'll be playing with them in another. You want to know how you can work with them, what strategies they use, whether or not they like to use their human player, just general information about them.
Okay, that's a really interesting distinction between a lot of competitive groups in that you guys, you might be against them, but sometimes you team up with your competition, right? And both can happen in one meet, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It's really, if I coached before, like I coached basketball and track and stuff, and so coming from that world, it's very different because, in those things you prepare for one team all week and then you want to go beat them, and then the next week you go prepare for another one. Here, you're going to go against some team, but then later on they're going to be your partners. And part of that really, it forces collaboration because you want everyone to do well. You don't want this team to be really, really poor and then you beat them easily because they might be your partners later. You want to work with them and say, okay, we could see you were struggling here. Can we help you here? Or can we help you there? And it really kind of helps everyone to pull the floor up. And, usually by our third or fourth meets, you see some real improvement from teams because of that.
I like the sportsmanship and the collaboration to it. It seems like a really healthy environment. And Kalia, can you introduce yourself and what your role on the team is?
Hi, my name is Kalia Coleman. I'm the Director of Outreach and Awards. So that really entails like a lot of the posters and our portfolio, which is a 15-page summary of our year, as well as social media and also writing anything that needs to be written.
So it sounds like you're the face of the program, yeah? I want to ask about, you talked about the posters and the presentations. So when you go to a competition and you have a poster where you're presenting information, can you explain what you do actually on competition day then?
So on competition day, most of my job is talking to other people and other teams in the pits and also judges, informing them about our program and seeing if we could potentially collaborate in our off season to work on summer camps or do some service work or something good that helps our community, as well as when we go to meets for other robotics competitions like the FRC Midwest Regional that we went to, we would talk about FTC and how our program works.
Okay, and it sounds like you're both doing a great job at this, and your teammates as well. Can somebody tell us, each year it changes a little bit, like what the robot can do? Wants to take, what does the robot do?
Sure,
You
I
wanna-
can do that. Yeah. So every year it's a different challenge. Like the drivetrain of the robot's going to be the same every year and how to make that drive, but all the stuff that's built up on it is going to differ depending on what it has to do. Earlier in the season we had ones where I had to pick up blocks and put them places, or push things around or that sort of stuff. This year it's picking up these wiffle balls and having to shoot them. So I can pull one of these wiffle balls out. So this is the element. Every year there's a different game element. So this year it's round. So when we're trying to design it, we got to, how do you pick up something that's round? That's harder than picking up something that's square because it can move around and roll around. And then how are we going to move it through the body of our robot? But then eventually how are we going to shoot it? And they're trying to shoot these into goals that are about 4 feet high, and then they land into the goal and they roll down into a little, what they call a classifier, where 9 of them will fit. Half of these are purple, the other half are green, and so there's a pattern as well. So if you can match a pattern, then you can get extra points and all that sort of stuff as well. You can shoot from a couple different areas on the field. One of them's kind of close up, one of them's from a little bit further, so kind of, figuring out the speed of the shooter and that sort of stuff as well. And then at the very end of the game, there's a small little box that you try to park both you and your partner's robot into. And so, right now we can just kind of share that box with our partner and each get like 5 points for doing that. Something we'd like to think about and that some teams are starting to figure out is some sort of a lift system where one robot could lift up and the other one could park underneath, and then you could get 10 points each. So that's the one thing I would say we're still looking at and trying to get it where it's at. We've got it pretty dialed in with shooting well, picking up well, all that sort of stuff.
Congratulations, that sounds pretty cool. So right now, actually, I'm facing into.
Yeah, it would be shooting a ball right at you at 6,000 RPMs if we turn it
Wow,
on. So.
okay. Very cool, though. And I mean, a lot of, excellent engineering experience going on here, I'm sure. All right, so a final question. You obviously had a good season, and maybe that kind of leads into the next question I want to ask about is qualifying to go to DC to compete in the Governor's Cup, because that is a tremendous honor. Each state gets to send how many teams?
Yeah, so each state sends one team. So we're the only representatives from Illinois. So that's a really awesome thing. There's going to be 50 teams there, one from each state. And actually, one state can't make it, but then there's a team from DC. So there'll be 50 teams that are there. So it'll be a great way for us to get to know other teams and that sort of stuff. This is kind of outside of our regular season competitions, where normally we just compete with some of the local schools, some of the Lincoln Way schools and Homewood Flossmoor in our own little match. We've got another competition coming up before we go to DC, which brings some teams down from like Naperville and Aurora, but we really usually live in that little part of the state, unless if we qualify for state like we did last year, and then we play all the teams in the state. But we're really excited because this is our first opportunity to do something national and to be able to go there and just see how they do this robot and these sort of things in other parts of the country.
So are all the states all producing a machine like this then, right? It's a national, like when the robotics thing comes out, it's the same thing for everybody everywhere.
Yeah, it's actually international because there's a number of teams from other places. They won't be at this particular competition, but there's always a world competition in April. We haven't been fortunate enough to qualify for that yet, but there's a lot of teams from Turkey, teams from Japan, China, Australia, other areas as well too. So it's an international thing. It's released on the same day. Everybody gets the game. Everybody gets going, and there's a lot of we talked about collaboration at the meets. There's a lot of collaboration online too. People will share videos of their robot. Some colleges and universities do a robot in 3 days, so the college kids build one of these in 3 days so that we have some ideas and say, oh, hey, there's a mechanism we could try to do or whatever. So a lot of collaboration between the teams.
Oh, very cool, very cool. Khalil, I want to ask a question because, so like Coach mentioned, you have your regular season. This is outside it. How are you guys prepping to go to DC? No pressure. You're the one school from Illinois representing us, but how do you prepare for that type of competition, or what are you doing to prepare?
Yeah, so since we're representing more than just ourselves, but the state of Illinois, we've been contacting professional engineering companies and stuff like that in the state of Illinois to see what we could highlight from them. We highlighted a lot of stuff about like Chicago's transportation systems and things like that and how that affects lives of people. So we have to create a display that kind of encompasses all of that. So currently we've been working on designing a display that is easily portable and also can encompass all of those things, as well as putting together things for our team to say in the pits, because even though I know a lot of this stuff because I've spent a lot of time researching it, they could come up to any of our team members and say, hey, tell me about your display, and we need to be able to accurately talk about that. And yeah, just making sure that everything represents our state well, so that we will hopefully do them justice.
Absolutely, and I'm sure you will. And you make a really good point. Where you're the front of the presentation type stuff, all the team members need to be able to speak to it to some degree, right? Yeah. I'm going to turn away from robotics for just a second to ask you too. Do you do any other clubs or sports or activities at Chicago Christian?
Yeah, I spent freshman and through junior year with our Scholastic Bowl team. I was the captain of the team in sophomore and freshman year. And last August, I took on the role of being the football team manager, and we had a great run to state. And I did it again this past year. It was a lot of great experience because I'm planning on doing sports management in college. And this year, I just took on the role of being the basketball team manager. We just had a great trip to Orlando in December. I did JV baseball statistics for 1 year. And I've recently applied to be the varsity baseball manager this spring.
Wow, you are a busy person, Timmy, and you have time to do this. That's awesome. Clea, how about you? Do you do other activities here?
I do a lot of other activities. So some of those include DECA, which I just qualified for state today, which is really exciting.
Congratulations, Major. That's awesome.
Thank you. I joined ACES this year. I'm on student council. I do theater, and so we just came back from Theater Fest, which was really fun. And outside of school, I do dance. I sing at my church. I'm the director for acting in my church, and there's a lot of other things that I definitely forgot.
No, that's wonderful. You both are incredibly busy. Do you know what the spring play is you're doing here this year?
So I'm not in the spring play, but the play is James and the Giant Peach, which is super exciting. I got some sneak peeks walking past their practice yesterday. It sounds like it's going to be really good, so I'm really excited to watch that.
All right, cool. All right, how about favorite subject in school?
I'd probably have to go with like just general social studies. I'm currently in 2 AP social studies classes, AP Human Geography and AP Psychology. Doing pretty good in both of them.
Good, awesome.
My favorite subjects in school is definitely biomed. I'm in my 3rd year biomed, so I'll take my 4th one next year. And it's just shown me so many cool things about the human body, the way the world works, like organisms and things like that. And it's really pushed me to work harder and challenge myself with things that I don't always believe that I can do.
Wow. Well, I mean, great career path. You know, I can tell if this is where you're headed. These are wonderful things. I know you're a junior, right, Clea? Yes. And a senior, but I'd still like you to both speak to it. Do you think about what post-high school looks like? Like, finish out this semester, have a great time with it, year and a half for you. But, Timmy, I think you kind of talked about what you might be doing next. What does that look like for you?
So yeah, I'm planning on going into sports management and administration, probably minor in business in college. So far, I'm undecided on where I'm going to college. I really want to go to the University of Houston, but got to see if they give that scholarship money.
All right.
Good luck. Not cheap.
No, it is not. Good luck.
And then, after college, I'm hoping to get like an administrative job with a pro sports team. That's the dream.
Okay, good luck to me. It's a great career path, and I know you'll find a good school. If it's hopefully it's University of Houston. If not, yeah.
Yeah. So personally, in my DECA. Like my DECA cluster, I had to write about something that I want to see put out into the world. So this year I wrote about a business that not only helps clean the ocean, but also educates students about marine biology. And it's really been on my mind a lot. And so hopefully I will get a degree in business entrepreneurship at High Point University. That's like the goal. They have an amazing business program. And then after that, I would want to start that charity and hopefully do good in the world, because I've spent a lot of time worrying about myself and my life, but I realized I want to put something good out into the world, and I want to do something for other people.
Well, I have tremendous respect. I love the vision both of you are pursuing. High Point will be lucky. University of Houston will be lucky. I hope that all happens for you guys. Final question for all of you. And Coach, you've had it for a few years. I want you guys to think about, what do you like best about being part of the Robo Knights, or, as a coach? Timmy, you want to go first?
Sure. Really just like the collaboration and teamwork that's a part of all that is amazing, because the whole competition is like very friendly. It's like not as competitive as like just regular sports. Like, it is like very friendly. Every team wants to help to make each other better, and I think that just like that community part of it just really makes everyone stronger. I've made a lot of friends being on the team. This is my third year being on it. And it's been great all 3 years, and this has been the best one yet.
Oh, that's awesome. What a wonderful experience you're having, Coach. Clea, how about for you?
Like Timmy, the community is absolutely amazing, but I would like to say, like, the camaraderie on our team is just so fun. Like, we do have a little bit of friendly fire sometimes. Like, I'm not going to lie. But I think the best part about it is being able to have people that you can, like, mess around with and get on their nerves, but also, like, come to them if you have a real problem or if you need something done. Like, even though we like to have fun, like, we can truly get down to business when it needs to be done and have that serious element. And I think, like, knowing that I'm going to be, like, one of the only people here left after they all graduate, it's, like, really sad, because they've, like, made so many of my days, even if I didn't act like it. And so, like, just, like, watching them move on and leave is definitely going to be hard, but I appreciate all the lessons that they've, like, taught me and all the good days that we've had.
Yes, the camaraderie that you have with your teammates, and you guys are like family. You spend so much time together, and it's great that you can have fun, but when it's time to get after it, you get after it. Coach, how about for you, having done this several years now, and obviously you've got a great culture, based on what Timmy and Clea are saying. What do you like best about, sponsoring the club?
Yeah, I mean, robots are cool and the games are cool. It's healthy competition, but I think we're going to go 3 for 3 here. It's all about the kids, and just really, these are good kids. You saw that. You watched this video. These are good kids. Our team's full of it. As Clea said, 9 of them are leaving. They're graduating that have been with me for 4 years. So this is going to be an emotional end of the season, as these people who started the program and went through it really move on from this. But the nice thing is a lot of them come back. Like I was saying to you before, one of our alumni is coming along with us to DC, and so hopefully that they'll come back and they'll continue to work with us and that sort of stuff. But it's really robotics. It attracts a unique student, but they're great students. They have a variety of different different personalities and different gifts and talents. We got kids that are super smart with math and code, kids who can build anything, kids like this who can talk and can work with numbers or work with collaborating with other teams or putting together presentations and all that sort of stuff. So it's a great time to spend your afternoons with the cream of the crop.
Yeah, as a former teacher and as a coach myself, to get to work with young people like this and see the great things that they can do and that are out there for them. Congratulations on your season. Congratulations on the DC trip, invitation, qualifying for that. I wish you the best, all right? Have fun there. Just like you said, have fun, but when it's time to get after it, right? Good luck in DC. Good luck with the rest of your season. Okay?
Thank you.
I'm Dave Worsley. You've been watching PHTV4 Spotlight. Today's Spotlight has been on the Robotics Club, the Robo Knights at Chicago Christian High School. Thank you for watching.